Right, I'm here with Tim Goodenough. Yes, his surname really is good enough. And he's one of the authors of a book called In the Zone. It's been a really interesting and inspiring book. It focuses on the mental aspects of how top sports performers have found their zone and really excelled in what they do. Some of the guys that they interview are Sean Pollock, Nas Buerta, Gary Player, etc. And I just wanted to get Tim's ideas on some of the things that I've read inside the book. Tim, thanks for joining me today. One of the things that I found in the book is that each of these icons or legends of their respective sports had a different process of getting into their zone. Maybe you can share a little bit of info on that.
It's one of the paradoxes of high performance sport that everyone has their own unique style, but there are things in common. So it's one of the questions that Mark Cooper, who's the co-author of the book, and I asked is, what can we focus on to allow people to say, where do I start this process? And one of the questions we asked these guys was, when you're at your very best, what are you doing? Not just what underwear you're wearing, if you've got lucky underpants, or not what you had for breakfast, or what you played on your iPod, but what were you thinking about in terms of the process you were going through? What did the game mean to you? How is your preparation affecting your performance? What was going on in your life from a holistic sense to find out what all those factors were? And it's something I do with athletes now, is I ask them, when you're at your very best, what is it that you're doing? What did the game mean to you? How are you thinking about it? How much anxiety or tension or focus did you have for that game? And how do all those parts fall together to become your recipe for performance? It's a real challenge to find it, because there's lots of subtlety there, but once you do, you've got a formula to be able to replicate time and time again, to be able to be your best more often.
In a golf context, obviously that relates almost to a routine. I mean, I find that golfers obviously always use a pre-shot routine. Could they have a pre-tournament routine, a pre-week before the tournament routine? I mean, work all of these things into the process?
The irony in golf is that most golfers that I've worked with have a very finite and very definite pre-shot routine, but their mental routine isn't so structured. So you wouldn't walk up to a golf ball willy-nilly and just start hitting it around. You always follow the process, but the mental side, which is the collision of your physical and mental equals your shot performance, that side isn't as rigorous, that side isn't as well defined. So certainly to understand what you need to do mentally as part of your pre-shot routine, how to integrate those two, and for the same token, how do you approach a tournament, how do you approach a season even, or how do you approach your career, all those things, all those meanings, all those attributes will be part of how you experience that and have a direct influence on your success.
Great, thanks a lot, Tim. So as I said, pick up the book. It's called In the Zone. It's a really phenomenal book to gain some more insights into how your mind works when you're in heat of competition.